Hey guys, so I just finished watching Vampire Diaries Season 2 premiere. It was freaking exciting. And, oh my Catherine. I know I'm stealing from Vampire Diaries blog, or also known as Chloe, but I can't help it. Oh my Catherine, oh my Catherine. Catherine's back with a vengeance. Damn. So anyway, before I start, real quick, bravo to Nina Dobrev. She does phenomenal at being both sweet Elena and bitchy Catherine. She does phenomenal. I give her kudos. So basically the episode starts where the season finale left off, and Elena's calling 911 to save Uncle John while Catherine's lurking behind. And then she kind of, since she knows someone in the house, she goes up to see if Jeremy, I want to say Jeremy, but no, Jeremy, see if Jeremy's okay. And she kind of shakes him, and he wakes up, and I thought he was a vampire. But she calls Stefan. Stefan arrives while the ambulance is taking John away. And Stefan basically told her, you know, he's not a vampire, that the pills, he didn't take enough pills to kill himself, and the and Anna's blood basically healed him from the pills, so I was kind of hoping Jeremy would turn into a vampire. Kind of sad. Anyway, then it shows Bonnie at the hospital talking to Matt, and Matt tells Bonnie what happened with Tyler, saying he heard something. So then that kind of clicks with Bonnie. Then Damon's talking to Sheriff Forbes and about Mayor Lockwood and how the heck he could have got stuck down there. And then it shows Elena talking to Bonnie about, Caroline. And she asked Bonnie if there was a spell she could do to heal Caroline, and Damon pops up and is like, she doesn't have the mojo, she doesn't have the power to do it. And of course, Bonnie being Bonnie, when she's around Damon, she's like, I know how to kill a vampire. So then Damon suggests, feeding Caroline his blood to heal her. And I immediately thought, oh, I know what's going to happen. Elena's going to say yes, Bonnie's going to say no. But surprisingly, Elena says no, and Bonnie says yes. Which I was like, I wasn't expecting that. And then Bonnie throws out a line like Isabel, where, because Damon asks if this is a truce, if he does this with Bonnie, and she's like, no, it's no truce. And she basically says something along the line of said, where she knows she's not doing this for Bonnie or for Caroline, and she tells Damon and Elena, you're doing this because you're doing this for Elena. So basically, kind of like an Isabel line. So, I was like, oh, even Bonnie knows, huh. And I was also excited for that scene because I'm a huge Damon fan. Sorry for all you Delana fans. I don't like Delana. I hate Delana. I'm Stelena and Damon. Don't like it? Deal with it. So then, it shows Stefan back at home, and Catherine comes, but he thinks it's Elena. He soon realizes it's Catherine, and they have like a little fight. And then, but he gets distracted when the door starts opening, and Catherine's able to get away from that distraction. And then, Damon reveals that he kissed Catherine thinking it was Elena, and, Elena's and Stefan gets mad at this. Oh, I forgot, yeah. There's a part in the hospital where Damon confronts Elena about the kiss, and she keeps denying it, and then Aunt Jenna comes, and then they argue because, Elena wanted to know where Aunt Jenna was, and Aunt Jenna says she told Elena, and then Damon realizes Catherine's back, so I forgot about that part. But anyway, and then, it goes to the next day, and Bonnie goes to see Caroline to find out that the blood works because Caroline's awake, looks great, she's just sore, so it's like, oh, happy. And then it shows people arriving at the Lockwoods for, Mayor Lockwood's death, and Tyler's outside greeting people, and then Uncle Mason arrives, and so far I like Uncle Mason, he seems like a cool guy. Then, it shows Catherine arrive, and you're able to tell the difference between Elena and Catherine. I don't care what anyone says, it's easy to me anyway. And Tyler lets Catherine in thinking it's Elena. Then it shows Elena and Stefan going to see Uncle John because they want to know why Catherine attacked him, but he basically won't tell them anything. He basically kind of says he'd rather die than see Stefan with Elena, which upsets Elena, and she leaves. And then Stefan kind of pulls a Damon here. He becomes really dark and intimidating. He bites his wrist and makes John drink his blood, and basically says he's got 24 hours to get out of town, or Stefan's going to make him become the one thing John hates. So, and Stefan even, admits to Elena he threatened John, and she's like, good, I want him gone. So then it goes back to the Lockwoods, and Damon and Bonnie are talking, so another Damon moment. And, they are kind of talking about Tyler. And then Damon, being Damon, throws in Bonnie's face, how she can't do anything. She's not as strong magically. And then Bonnie kind of uses a little witchy magic on him. She does the mind thing, and if you don't know what I'm talking about the thing she used on Stefan and the thing Grams used on Damon. So, and then Bonnie goes to talk to Elena. She goes to talk to Elena, but it's really Catherine. She doesn't realize it, to vent about Damon. And then she touches Catherine's arm, and she kind of gets that vibe like she did with Stefan the first time she touched Stefan. And then she realizes this is not Elena. So then she leaves and calls Elena to find out that, oh my god, I was not talking to Elena. Then Catherine confronts Bonnie, and Bonnie tries to use the mind thing on Catherine, but Catherine pretends to be in pain, and then it's like, I've been around a long time. And then she kind of attacks Bonnie, and Bonnie uses her magic to make these doors that are behind them open, and there's Stefan, and he kind of comes to Bonnie's rescue. And then then Catherine and Stefan kind of walk around and talk. And then Elena, Jeremy, and Aunt Jenna arrive, and Elena spots Damon, and they start talking about the kiss and all that. And Elena kind of says something, I understand why you wanted to kiss me, but why would you think that I'd kiss you back? And, Damon looks kind of hurt by that. And then Bonnie shows up. I'm suspecting to tell them, Catherine's here, but it doesn't really tell you. Then it shows Catherine and Stefan talking by a lake, and, he basically tells Catherine off, calling her a bitch and everything. And basically asking her what she's doing here, and she says, she came back for Stefan. Stefan says she hates him. Then Catherine stabs Stefan. And then, the line that she says, she's like, you hate me? That sounds like the beginning of a love story, not the end of one. And then Elena, I guess, finds Stefan, because it goes commercial, and then when it comes back, Elena's with Stefan kind of cleaning his wound. And then Damon pops up, and then Elena leaves Damon and Stefan to talk, and he's kind of like, ooh, let's fight about this. I can't remember exactly if he's fighting over Elena or fighting over Catherine, and, and Stefan basically is like, no, as much as I want to kill you, I'm not going to fight with you. We need to be, united. We need to be together to go against Catherine. And then it shows a kind of a nice little Jeremy Tyler moment, which is interrupted by Uncle Mason. Then, I'm sorry, I have my notes here. Then it shows Uncle John leaving, and then he has kind of a talk with Jeremy. And he kind of threw out a Spider-Man line. He's like, our family's deep is secret, and with that comes responsibility. And I was like, oh, that's a little cheesy. And they kind of talk about the ring that John wears. And then it goes to Tyler kind of, really upset. He's breaking stuff, and Miss Lockwood comes, and he's like, I hate him, talking about his dad. Then he just gets really mad, and then Uncle Mason comes in and basically tackles him and is like, calm down, which I guess is a little incentive to the whole werewolf thing. And then Damon comes home to the manor, the boarding house I mean, and Catherine's there, and they have a little talk, and then they start making out, and then Damon stops, and he's like, he starts talking about, how he loves her and all this stuff. And Catherine, stops him and is like, I know the question you want, and I know the answer. And she goes, I never loved you. And basically just leaves a heartbroken Damon. And then, oh god, hold on. Then it shows Elena in her room, and Damon's sitting on her bed, and she gets startled. And then they start talking. And then, she realizes he's been drinking, and she's like, a depressed Damon plus drinking's not a good mix. And then Damon calls Elena a liar. Basically, you know, how she's been lying to Stefan, been lying to him, been lying to herself about her feelings for Damon. Then he kisses Elena. Real kiss to Elena. She kind of pushes him away, and then Jeremy comes in. And then Damon, you know, kind of like, with his speed, goes and kind of like pins Jeremy against the wall and is like, you want to be a vampire? I'll make you a vampire. You can switch off the pain. You know, he's really out of his mind, Damon. And then he does something I was not expecting and kind of made me mad at Damon. He breaks Jeremy's neck. Basically kills Jeremy, and he just leaves Elena. You know, he just leaves. He kind of looks sorry for it, but not really. Then he leaves, and then Elena's just sobbing, holding Jeremy. And then she looks down and sees that he has the family ring on, which I was like, oh, thank you, God. Then Stefan arrives, and before that, Uncle Mason talks to Tyler about, you know, the anger and how it's a curse. Then Stefan arrives, and Damon goes back to the boarding house, and Elena's just cradling Jeremy, crying, you know, and, you know, saying how Damon's pushing everyone away, and Stefan's like, he just needs time, and then Elena just goes, I hate him. And then Jeremy wakes up, and he's fine. Then it shows Caroline in our hospital bed, and it shows Catherine come in, and she thinks it's Elena, and Catherine corrects her and is like, no, I'm Catherine. And she goes, I want you to give the Salvatore brothers a message. And Catherine's like, what? And Caroline's like, what? And she goes, game on. And then she smothers Caroline. I'm sorry, I'm getting these names mixed up. She smothers Caroline and then walks away, and that's how the episode ends. So the next episode is going to be really good because, you know, Caroline's going to be a vampire. We all know it because Damon gave her blood and Catherine just killed her. So that's going to be interesting. And I'm really interested to see what happens with Bonnie, because I remember reading something saying that Bonnie takes aggression out on Damon, and oh God, I'm going to feel really bad for Bonnie because, you know, she's going to feel so bad because she's the one that told Damon to give Caroline his blood. So I know she's going to be so upset with herself, and I just can't wait. They're really ruining my Damon hopes, but I don't care. I still hope. So that's basically what happened. It was really good, really intense, so heartbreaking in moments for Damon. I felt so bad for Damon, but then I kind of lost some of my, you know, feeling bad for him when he basically killed Jeremy. So, but I can't wait to see what happens next. So, that was it. Bye, guys.